Welcome to Kutch time. Today is April 27th, 2026, and the Detroit Pistons just lost to the Orlando Magic 94-88 in Game 4 of the first round, going down 3-1 on the series. After starting the game with 7 turnovers in just 7 minutes, the Pistons were able to get their way back thanks to some defensive sets from Isaiah Stewart and even Karis LeVert. However, after that in the second half, they forgot how to shoot, only scoring 36 points in the entire second half, failing to score over 20 in each of the two quarters. In total, they shot 6 for 30 from 3, an abysmal amount in a must win game that now the Pistons will have to make a 3-1 comeback if they want a chance. There's two very small good things, very small good players. The main thing tonight was Stu's minutes were good, like they have been the whole series, and Duran's minutes weren't. Isaiah Stewart had 8 points and 8 blocks in just 17 minutes. He was, I believe, a +5 in this plus minus, while Jalen Duran was 12 points, 8 rebounds, but he had 4 turnovers in 30 and a half minutes, and I believe was a -11. Um, there was very odd closing minutes. It felt like every other possession Stu was in or Jalen Duran was in. But for the most part, I feel Duran was in that closing lineup, at least with that about 6 minutes ago. That's really when you need to get your main closing lineup in for a comeback. And Jalen Duran was the guy. Stu then came in for probably 2 possessions, then came right back out after getting the foul. Um, there was no reason Stu should not have closed this game because the only times the Pistons seemingly had good possessions or good runs was because of their defense. And Jalen Duran just simply is a cone right now. He has slow feet. He's not making the effort. He's letting rebounds go by him. Even though this is his, I believe, one of his best rebounding games this series. He might have had 9 once. It's his best scoring amount by 1 point because he got 12 instead of 11. Um, there really is no reason that Stewart at this point should be getting less minutes than Duran. Duran is playing really badly. He's playing bad. And Stu's been finding his minutes. He's been giving effort. He's been having positive pushes during his time on the floor. Um, and Duran's just not. Really what happened. The Pistons were up about 8. Um, in the second quarter, thanks to Stewart and thanks to some other guys like Karis LeVert, some guys that stepped up that weren't in the regular season, um, and they go on this run. They go up 8 points. Jalen Duran comes in, Stu comes out, and you're down 7. So until Stu comes back in or something like that. Um, yeah, I mean at this point, Stu should be getting a lot more minutes than Duran. 13-minute disparity between the two is insane to me. And hey, I know Jalen Duran is contract year, and you're still hoping for him. He's your all star, but at this point, Stu has shown it in the playoffs, and you're able to trust him more. At least on the defensive end. And Stu can even shoot the three ball. He made one today. Compared to Duran, who can't shoot, he can sometimes hit a mid range, and his defense has been poor this entire playoff series. So Stewart needs to be playing more, and Stewart should honestly. He's not going to get the start over Jalen Duran, but if you wanted to put your best lineup out there, he should. Another guy who had a nice night, maybe not the most pretty stat wise. Karis LeVert had 2 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and it was a positive +11, which was the team best. Just a nice night for him. Really showed that his size is something that can still be used defensively, even if his offense isn't that great. Um, he was much better than Duncan today. Kayvon barely played. Kayvon only played about 2.5 minutes, being questionable for injury basically the entire past 2 days. Karis LeVert got some more play. Played the most minutes he has all series. He does well in those minutes. It still doesn't matter. Even if he's a +11, we still lost by 6. Not great. And then the bad, there's a lot of bad. I'm gonna call it more individual players than I usually do, at least that I have in a while. Cade Cunningham, you look at the stat wise, just the base stat. You 25 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, not terrible. Then you look into it. He's 7 for what is it? 23 from the field. He's 3 for 11 from 3. He has 8 turnovers, back-to-back games with 7 plus. He had 9 last game. He has 8 today. I think he had like 5 the first, 5 at one point. Or maybe both games he had 5, or both first 2 games in Detroit had 5. It's just abysmal, and a lot of them aren't even forced turnovers. A lot of them, at least two or three of them, were fast break turnovers that he just messed up the pass or made a bad read that led to a turnover when it should have been easy 2 points. Three times that should have been six easy points. You lose by 6 points. I mean, eight turnovers is insane for your star player. I mean, it's one thing if the Magic defense, and Magic defense is very good, but a lot of them were unforced mistakes. They were bad decisions. They're bad passes. They're just lazy. Um, and you can't have that from your star. And yes, a lot of it sometimes is because of the poor spacing the Pistons have. Because the really only well shooter is Duncan Robinson, and he can't really play right now because he's a cone on defense, and his shot just in general has not been good this series. So now Cade has less space to work with, and he's making bad decisions that he hasn't all year. And one of the things is, usually in the regular season, Cade was able to drive, and yes, guys would crash, but you'd have a Durant kick out, you'd have a Sar rushing, um, you'd have these guys cutting that you could kick to and get open buckets because everyone's crashing Cade when he's driving. You just can't right now. They're not the coaching staff just isn't letting him start running that role because Durant's just kind of sitting there in the paint and not moving to the effectiveness that he was the entire season. It's annoying to watch. It's poor to watch. It's not the team Detroit fans have watched all season, but it's what they're getting right now. I feel like this entire series, only one quarter, has been what the Pistons have looked like, and that was that third quarter in game two. And that's probably a level above what the Pistons were playing on a regular basis. But even like the second quarter, that's a more average quarter for the Pistons. Good defense leading to better offense, instead of bad offense, bad defense. Hope you can pull something off because your team sucks. Cade has to be better if Cade wants to make this comeback. He'll have to lower his turnovers. He'll have to shoot better. He'll have to make better possessions. And it was the 3 for 11 from three, by the way. He made his first three, and then he missed his next eight. Whatever. Cade has to be better. Cade's the superstar on this team. And right now it's just not cutting it. Tobias Harris again, like I said, he has 20 points. He has 6 rebounds. He goes 8 for 7 from the field, which is just below 30% or 50%. But he goes 0 for 5 from three, and all of them were open. Not a single one was contested. Basically, they were wide open. There were corner threes. They were not. They were at the key threes, like in front of the hash mark, and he bricks all of them. He wasn't a great 3-point shooter this season, but he was reasonable. No, not you're going 0 for 5. Like if he's wide open, you expect him to at least make one, probably more like two if he's wide open. But the Magic don't respect his threes, and rightfully so because he can't hit him. He's barely hit him all series long. It's annoying. Duncan Robinson is a cone. He has 17 points. He's 1 for 6 from three. He's a team worst -18. Every time he's on the court, the Magic are pick and rolling, and the Pistons continuously keep switching and not changing their defensive game plan. So Duncan Robinson continues to get cooked, but continues to stay in even when he can't make a three. I don't understand what the coaching staff is doing at this point. You know the mistakes, you know the players you can trust, and you're not letting it happen. You're not changing what needs to be changed. You're letting the same mistakes happen from game one to game three to game four to like the first quarter of game two. It's not the basketball you expected to watch, but it's the basketball you're getting. And that's what it is. In total, the Pistons shot 6 for 30, and that's because the main guys I just said, Cade was 3 for 11, Duncan was 1 for 6, Tobias was over for 5, Dana's head was 0 for 3. Some of them, at least one of them was a forced 3, and 2 of them were wide open. He also missed his. Karras misses only when he shot. I mean, really? Really? 6 for 30? 20%? Really? I mean, this is an NBA team? You shot 20% in a must-win situation. You won 60 games in the regular season. You shot 20% in a must-win situation against the 8 seed. You're not going to win. And I had 20 turnovers, 7 in the first 7 minutes. And then you still have 13 throughout the rest of the game, which is your average for a total game. But listen, you have 7, so it's 20 total. Cade has 8, Duren has 4, Asar, Karras, Stu have 2. You're giving them points. You're giving them give me points. Hey, you know what's the easiest way to score? Off a turnover on a fast break. Why give them more? Again, like I said, the Magic defense is good. They're a very good defense. However, a lot of the turnovers aren't from it. They're Piston-made mistakes. They're bad decision. It's bad dribbling. It's not paying attention. It's forcing a pass. What kind of game plan do the Pistons have right now? Because apparently it's designed for 20 turnovers to match the 20% from 3. Nothing like 20. And Tobias said 20 points too. Hey, 20. Oh, whatever. Nice game 5. It's actually a must win now. Because now if the Pistons lose, they just lose the series. It does go back to Detroit. It's a Wednesday night at I believe 7 p.m. in Peacock. Because of course we get the bad broadcast again. Will the Pistons win? Wouldn't bet on it. The way they've played for the majority of the season, wouldn't bet on it. Are the Pistons going to come back 3-1? Wouldn't bet on it. You just gotta watch and see. And I guess hopefully the Pistons win, but at this point, I don't know. I don't know. You're not watching this team and getting hopeful. You're watching this team and getting sad. This is sad to watch. I mean, no way around it. But hopefully the Pistons can win Game 5 and force a Game 6 in Orlando and try to make something happen. And if they do, well, I'm making a video anyways. Thank you.